Pokémon games, my beloved. A major part of my life since childhood. And, as of recent years, we now have challenge runs, my beloved. I've even done a couple myself. First, the Barry challenge, which was difficult, but we got there. And then the Gary challenge, which was also surprisingly difficult, but we got there too. Still, what we're about to challenge here, what we're about to tackle here, is more difficult than anything done before. Knowing that modern Pokemon games are infamously the hardest ones in the series, I decided to embark on the biggest challenge of all. Beating Pokemon Violet without losing a single battle. Whew. And I know it's never been done before. I know that there are even legends that this game doesn't have an ending, because nobody has ever beaten it, even casually, let alone on a challenge run. Still, I feel obligated to try. I've become known as a Dr. Challenge in some circles, and that's definitely true, and not a lie at all. Yes, I shall indeed become the David to defeat this Goliath. Even though my name ain't David, it's Cam. And I'm actually infamously bad at Pokemon games. Watch my previous challenge runs to find out, I guess. But, not this time. Today, we shall pull through. As we create our character, let's go over the rules, from most to least important. Number 1. My character must be customized. No leaving it on default settings. Immersion is important. Letter B. All Pokemon must be nicknamed. If any are not, the run ends. Number 3. No items in battle. Number 4. No held items in battle either. These are for babies. If held items are used, the run ends. Number 5. No struggle. If I use struggle, I'm a coward, and the run ends. I shouldn't even need to use struggle. Running out of PP is for cowards. I need to stop using cowards. I've used it almost as many times as I've used Embark. Oh, spoilers for the next line of the script. Whatever, I'm rambling. Number 6. If I lose a battle, the run ends. And now, we embark on the journey of unskippable, unvoiced cutscenes. Oh my god, why are there so many? Wow. I don't think I've ever used the word embark this much. I've really used it a lot in this script. Plus the extra unscripted part, and the rules as well. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get started with the game. Originally, I wanted up until the first battle to remain unedited and unsped up for the full new player experience and immersion for you lovely viewers. But, wow, the start of this game is super duper slow between these cutscenes, which are still going, by the way, and no run option for the initial part of gameplay. So for now I've upped it to 1.5 times speed, so it's a bit less torturous, even if it very, very, very much was for me playing. That's the problem with having not started a new save since release back in 2022. You kinda just forget how slow the start of the game is. And wait, 2022? Wow, 2.5 years ago. Wild stuff. I wasn't even in my 30s then. I was just a wee baby. That's how I was. Barely out of the womb. Ugh. That's a weird phrase. Have you ever thought about that? Yuck. I don't want to think about that. Kinda gross, honestly. Wait. Whoops. I'm rambling again. I'm not even rambling. Or Bramblecast. Just rambling. Oh man. Have these cutscenes ended yet? I really hope these cutscenes have ended. Bloody hell. Almost 5 minutes into the video. Whew, we finally reached gameplay. And this was at 2 times speed. But I promised myself that this would be a video with less editing than usual, and that I'd show more gameplay to prove that I didn't cheat or splice or anything like that, like the naughty speedrunners that aren't good do. No. Wasn't going to do any of that to win this run. Nope. I was going to win it normally. Well, if I win. Who knows? I know. Shh. I can keep my secrets though. Seriously though, I really had forgotten just how slow the start of this game is, even by Pokémon standards. Bloody hell! I love Scarlet and Violet, but it was a massive slog to restart all of this and go through all those cutscenes again, and then the world's slowest character movement because no running or anything, and such a slow start. And I was honestly just begging to get my starter at this point. Please, just let me run already. But before that, we have to see our hot mom and have her interact with Director Clavel, a character who, admittedly, totally took me by surprise. Not only did I initially assume he'd be the big baddie of the game, but I also thought I wouldn't like him. Something about him just seemed obnoxious to me from the trailers. But you know what? He's actually kind of charming. And I especially love that in the dubbed anime, he has a Spanish accent. Oh, I wish in the game he did. God, voice acting would make this game so much better, and honestly, would maybe even make the cutscenes a lot more tolerable and feel less slow. But, alas, it was not to be. Alright, finally. Starter time. Or so you think. But actually we're not getting him immediately, we're just going to spend time with him. And first we have to see how rich and fancy our neighbour is. Capitalism at it again. Disgusting. What would the Marx Brothers think of this? Groucho is probably shaking his head as I speak. Still, I guess it's very sweet getting to spend time with them. Especially once I can start running. Any moment now. Please, let me zoom. Unless already in the footage I've already started running. I don't know. I've annoyingly decided to record the voiceover on single monitor, so this might not fully line up. Anyway, whatever. Once we finally get the ability to lag it, we're able to examine this disgusting display of wealth in closer detail. And more importantly, also get more personality from our starters. I genuinely, unironically love this cutscene. I think it really conveys all three starters' personalities well, and I hope we get this kind of thing in future games more often. Just maybe with the option to fully skip it or speed it up for replays. Even if you can't, strictly speaking, replay on the same account on Switch, would still be a nice option to have, you know. If I remember right, there is a skip cutscene option, but also if I remember correctly, it also doesn't actually skip the cutscene, so well done there, Game Freak. Well done. Bleh. After seeing how rich her family is, we get introduced to Goku, the funniest Pokemon rival since Barry Benson. Well, okay, he was funny until I had to play as him and got pissed off, but whatever. I think she's genuinely hilarious with her obsession with battles, and especially the memes that have come from it. God, I love how the fandom portrays Nimona. Out of all the rivals in this game, she is the least depth, but to be honest, I think that's fine. She's got a charm to her, and honestly that's all you need. Plus, a genuinely great character design. I think the character design in Scarlet and Violet are just kind of peak all around. But, whatever, let's focus, because here is the moment we have all been waiting for. Choosing our starter. In my casual run, I chose Fuecoco, the best boy, so this time I mix it up and choose Quaxley, because Dotton's my favourite character from Pokemon Horizons. I really can't overemphasize this here. I highly recommend that anime, by the way. Like, it is so fucking peak. Just sadly waiting for BBC iPlayer to drop the next batch of dub episodes. I suppose I could switch to sub, but I've gotten used to the voices and the English character and Pokemon names. Anyway, I like Dot so much, I even named my Quaxley after her, despite it being a fella and not a girly. Tragic, but I'm not softly saying. I'm lazy, and I'm on a time crunch to release this video after all. I promised it would be out on April 1st. Pneumonia, or, bafflingly as Google Doc source corrects it to, pneumonia? And my rival's called Pneumonia? Okay, Google. Does the annoying as balls modern Pokemon thing of choosing the starter weak to yours instead of strong? Sigh. Back in my day, it was completely different. Ugh. And then immediately, she has a Goku moment and asks for a battle. But of course, we have to agree. If we win this, we are a step closer to winning this extremely difficult challenge run. It's our first major battle after all. It's our first battle with our first Pokemon. We got this. Okay, whew. I know what I already said about not wanting to speed stuff up, but this battle took forever because of her sheer aura. Like, I was just so intimidated. Like, this battle took way longer than it should have. So, I sped it up a lot. For the sake of everyone's sanity, I open up by growling the free Coco repeatedly, because I know it's an absolute powerhouse with a base 200 attack, and I don't want Dot to get taken out so hard I die IRL in real life. For real, IRL. After doing this repeatedly, I then get a phone call, and absent-mindedly keep pressing A, not realising that I'm still using Growl despite free Coco being at its lowest possible attack. That would have been the perfect time for me to take the offensive. Finally, after I finished talking to the cheese man about cancelling my cheese order, it was very overpriced, and sadly I don't have enough YouTubers money to afford it this month. I begin my own assault. But, is it too little? Too late? I'm only on 1 hit point. Ah. Suddenly, she starts to stare us down, and I am not one to dodge a challenge. So I of course return the favour and begin to use Growl repeatedly until one of us will break the stalemate. This is a risky game because I'll almost certainly faint if she does break it, but I don't want to lose this game of chicken. I'm no coward. I am so stubborn about not breaking eye contact first that I don't even remember that I'll lose the run here. But eventually I do remember. I snap out of it, and I go to use Water Gun for super effect damage. Damn! I forgot I had that move. Things would have been so much easier if I remembered sooner. Except I misclick, and I continue to just growl. Who did this duck's growling anyhow? I thought they quacked. That's gonna drive me quackers, ha 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 ha. Is anyone even gonna still keep watching the video after that? Ugh. Anyway, this mistake costs me both the run and my life. Goku finally gets sick of this, and she breaks the stalemate, killing Dot and the run. So now I ask again, can you beat Pokemon Violet without losing a battle? And the definitive, provable scientific answer here is no. It's physically impossible for me to do it, it's physically impossible for you to do it. No one ever has done it, and no one ever will. Thanks for watching. Happy April, first commenter. Thanks to you especially. Have a good one. Okay, seriously though, thank you everybody who's watched this April Fool's video and for some reason made it to the end. I thought this was going to be really quick and easy to make. I thought it was going to be into the first battle within like 10-15 minutes. And boom, done. It took me about 20-25 because of all the opening stuff. Then recording took longer than expected, and scripting took longer than expected, and there was more editing involved because, you know, it took longer to play through than I expected. Sorry, by the way, that this is rambly and there might be some ums and ahs. This bit's not scripted at all. But yes, thank you for watching. Just want to let you know this is not an April Fool's thing, but at the time of recording, I will be streaming the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct on Wednesday 2nd of April at 2 PM UK time. I will be streaming that at twitch.tv/BSCTJaden. So if you want to watch that, feel free. If you don't, fair enough. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye. April Fools. Again, that last part about the stream, that's not an April Fool's thing. Okay, bye.